Yeah, Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. First of all, thank you for doing this. And I want to ask you just what are a couple misunderstandings of Michelle, and also how important is it to showcase Michelle's mental, as far as when we talk about mental health, and all from the trauma that she had to unfortunately experience.
I love talking about that because honestly, I'm not interested in perpetuating the stereotype that as a Black woman we are always going to be strong. I mean, I'm really not, because I think that does us a disservice, right? Um, to our community in general, right? Like we are not always strong. We are vulnerable, we're afraid, we have panic attacks, we screw up, we are flawed. And that is one of the things I so loved about playing Michelle, was really leaning into her flaws and the morally ambiguous choices she makes sometimes. Right. um and that struggle where there's the expectation to be a certain way and to take on that a bit of a masculine energy, right? But inside she's still that little girl trapped in a closet, that in a house that's burning down, right? And um, so yeah, I just loved playing with that energy of her struggle. Um, I think representation matters, and I think if look, I love playing, moments where she kicking butt and like the rest of them. Those are fun. But I think it's also important to show her mental health issues. Um, we may, sometimes we don't, as a society, we don't normalize those things enough. And so when we all struggle with moments of anxiety or depression or sadness, and you feel like, I don't know how to take the next step, right? Like, I think as artists, it's our job to just show the truth that, folks, you're not alone. You know, you're not alone in that.
You truly brought some authenticity to the character, especially like you said about mental health and just the different layers that you were also able to showcase. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much for that observation. I really appreciate that.
With Michelle going through so many different ebbs and flows throughout the series, was there one thing that you felt like you wanted her to tackle that she didn't get a chance to
In this season, you're
in this
saying?
season?
Oh yeah. I mean, um, it's interesting when you're making episodic stories. On one hand, you get the benefit of more real estate than a film, so more runway to explore. And then when you start going down the path, you're like, but wait, we gotta do this, and then we gotta do this. And so if you notice, the mother's not in this season, you know. She's very much so, her presence is, but she's not. Um, and so that was very intentional on Dennis's part. Um, if we were to get a season two, you would very much so uh, have to explore that.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I think that would be answer so many other questions that we necessarily didn't get direct answers to, but it would have filled in maybe some blanks, so to speak. So hopefully you guys do get a season two.
Yeah, yeah.